Hey everyone. So here is the body of my sweater, all ready for blocking. It's all pinned out to the right dimensions. The instructions say to, instead of wet blocking, it says to like pin it out and put some damp towels over it and let it dry. So there's some towels. As you see, I do not have enough space on my blocking boards to do the sleeves, not even one sleeve. I thought I could maybe get one in there, but I can't even really fit one. So this is gonna be a couple of days process, but here we are. And I'm gonna get to dampening some towels. Hopefully I don't even think I got 3, but I don't actually think that's gonna be enough. Whew. And put them out and let them dry. I probably should just wet block it if I'd have really thought about the logistics of this, because this is my family room. I mean, this is a corner that nobody really uses. So this is my knitting closet here. This is where all those abandoned whips live. Oh my gosh, that's not my stash even close. That's just a couple things I threw in the closet that I was working on and I finished working on them, or I abandoned them and didn't take them out that closet. Anyway, this is our little family room. I'm about to try to start blocking this, and then I'll see you at my desk in a minute. Okay, so it is the next day for me, seconds for you. I guess I should do my intro because I feel like I don't ever do it. Hello and welcome to Talk Yarny to Me. My name is Zuri. I will be talking yarny with you for a while. You guys might be crooked. Sorry if you are. You just saw in my family room that my sweater, the never-ending sweater, has technically ended. It is complete. All the parts are complete. Now it's just blocking. So what you just saw was 24 hours ago. Those towels are still damp because I think when I dampen them, I more like soak them. I started like being very careful and not get them too wet. And then like my sink, I did it in my kitchen sink, which is very aggressive. We put one of those fancy faucets on that you can like pull down the thing, and by the time they were all wet, they were pretty wet. So I probably could just like take the towels off and just let the actual sweater is like damp enough to air dry. Probably it would probably like dry in the block state, but I'll just leave it at least till tomorrow morning, then take them off and do the sleeves. And then it's just sewing them together and putting on the collar, and I think we're good. We're good to go. I almost pinned it out. I got because I had like here in the living room, I had the instructions up on my computer here, which is behind you. Actually, you're sitting on it. My monitors are behind you. So I was like, just like, okay, I need, 27 inches down or 27 inches across and 29 down or whatever. And I ran back over them, started pinning it out, and I came back to check because I had to figure out the dimensions of like the collar area. And I looked and it was opposite. Whatever I did yesterday was opposite. I had to undo it all, redo it, but actually fits better on my blocking. You see how it barely fits on my blocking mat. So they fit a little bit better on my blocking mat, like when I turned them around to pin them out the other way. So there's that. That's done. I'm glad to be done. It has been a knitting heavy week for me. So I finished that second sleeve maybe Saturday. Just powered through it even though I wanted to do other things. And I finished my hat, my double layer hat that I've been working on. And I started my husband's double layer hat because I feel like I worked out most of the kinks. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And I knit on my son's blanket. Did I knit on I think I knit on my son's blanket just a little, not even that much. I did do a little bit of crochet too. What should I start with? I guess I'll start with the crochet because it's only a couple of things. I barely worked on anything, but I did create one more Spider-Man hat because, so this is, his name is, I think his character's name is Spider-Punk. If you've seen the movie Across the Spider-Verse, he's Hobie. He's the British one. It's kind of an anarchist. I think I talked to you guys about that. I did. And I said I needed to figure out the spikes. So I figured out the spikes. Did I show you this now that I think about it? I don't think so. I feel like I did this late last week. I think if I do this again, I would make this part blue just to have a little more blue in it. Other than that, yeah, so there's that. So I showed my son. So this is the full collection, right? So here we got this one, we got this one, we got this one, and then we got the red one, which is like classic Spider-Man. So I showed my son the full collection. He's like, well, what about Miguel, who is the vampire Spider-Man from the movie? He's like the leader of the Spider People. So I was like, all right, I'll try to figure that out for you. It's blue. It's like this. His costume is like mainly this blue here, which is actually one of my favorite colors. So actually I'm excited to make that. And then everything else is the same. But he's got really, he's got really funky eyes. I can't even describe them, but because he's a vampire, I guess they're kind of like, I don't know. That was so unhelpful, but I gotta figure that out. So I'll learn a little bit more about shaping, I guess. The only other thing, actually, I just finished this a couple minutes ago, was my Bag O' Day Bod Had a Palooza hat for technically last week, but I just finished it right now. Just this adorable little newsboy cap. I think I could have gone a little, hold on, here we go. So this is it in profile. I think I could have gone a little further with the brim, make it a little more pronounced, but it's cute. I made it newborn size. I think in her tutorial she did it like a 6 or 12-month-old, but since I have newborns on the way, I decided to make my newborn size. So I used the same yarn, the same Big Twist Baby yarn, but I held it double. So like it doesn't look as, I guess, sparkly, like the white flecks look more like flecks, but I think that's probably good. And then this is, the flower is made out of Lion Brand Pound of Love, held double with a, what is it, Yarn Bee Soft and Cozy? I don't remember the name. It's that, it's the kind of fluffy one. I'm gonna hold it up and maybe you'll recognize it if I have it here. This one here, can you guys see that? So it's like a little bit of halo-y, but it's like plied. It's Yarn Bee soft and something. It's cute though. So I'm gonna put this with one of the sets that I made. And then I still have this much of one skein of Big Twist Baby. I've got this little ball here. And then I've got a whole other skein. So I have to figure out some more baby stuff to make soon. Just get rid of it, get it out of here. But that's my only 2 crochet things that I've done. I gotta wash that. I'm gonna wash that. My son's blanket, which is here, is upside down. So I worked on it a little. I think I don't remember if I showed you guys last time that I finally put a progress keeper on. Well, of course I forgot to move it up. So we'll call this 2 weeks worth of progress. I think I was probably like maybe here. I didn't do much. I'd say I probably like here last time I showed you this. So I'm gonna go ahead and move it up right now, actually. So here we are. Oh, about to drop it. Here we are. Get on there. Get on there. There we go. Get on there. I want you right here. All right. Here we are. So we're going to remember we'll know next time how much work I've done on this. We'll see how it goes. I think I can be back on it this week now that I've finished up some other big stuff. And then I also, just dropped my headphones. Hold on. Oh, there's the other one. I need you. Here we go. These are my little headphones I use for work. Well, I use them all day. These are actually not the ones I use for work. I can't find the ones I use for work, but I use these a lot when I'm at work. So if I'm in a meeting, or even if I'm just like listening to something, either like watching videos while I work or doing actual work videos, like training videos, so I'm not disturbing the whole house. Back when I used to go in the office, they were an absolute lifesaver. We had a coworker He's an older guy, and he used to chew tobacco. Sorry, it's gonna be a little bit gross. And he would try to very discreetly have this bottle, like iced tea bottle, that he would like try to very discreetly like spit it in, and like ugh, saliva is like my kryptonite. It's just grosses me out. And so I think the first time I noticed him doing it, I didn't know what I was looking at until like he did it, and I was like, oh, that is a bottle of your snuff juice that you have there in the same room as me. So I had to always have my headphones in, because if I heard him do it, it would just be, I'd just be like, ugh. So I always like try to have my headphones in, or just do my best to pretend I didn't know what was going on, and just be like very. And then like if he was in a meeting, like a meeting like this on camera. Like he wasn't on my team, thankfully, so I wasn't on a lot of meetings with him, but obviously I worked in the same office as him. But if he was in a meeting, like you'd see him like just slide out of frame. And it's like, at least the guys that were here in the office like knew what was going on when he did that. I don't know if our coworkers in California knew, because that's where most of our coworkers are. But anyway, how did I get on that? That's I'm sorry. That's a disgusting topic to be on. I have no idea how I got there, but there I am. I have no idea where I was going with that or why. But okay, so what I have been working on, and now, especially since my son is in soccer again, I'm like waiting around for him. Plus, just whenever I'm sitting around, I'm riding to church with my husband. Anytime I have time to knit on these little washcloths. So I have, this is my favorite. These ones I'm keeping. These are my favorite ones. So I have, so far I have, I want to say 5 of these. 1, 2, I love the way, like this blue here. This is Lily Sugar and Cream in the colorway denim. I need to tell you guys more like what I'm using. I know, I'm sorry. Which I think most people are familiar with, but it's just, here we go. It's just a cotton. It's the cotton. It's got the scrubby and the regular cotton interspersed. Do you guys care about the specs? Do you care? Made in China. That's it. It's a size 4. US 7, 4.5 millimeter knitting needles, which is what I tend to use with these, and US H8 5 millimeter crochet hooks. I don't know if you guys care about that. All the other, everyone does them. So yeah, I got this one, 3, 4, and 5, which is cool because I thought originally I only had 2 skeins of this, which is only really enough for 2. And then I just happened to be in Joann's, just found myself there. You know how that is. And I found 1 or 2 more little skeins of this. So I went ahead and bought them, even though they're not on sale. I don't think they were on sale. And I think this is my last one. So this is enough to finish the one I'm working on now. And then the partial skein I'll put aside. Once I get all, like the partial skeins, at some point, I'll put them all together on just some random dishcloths. But these are just, I love these. They're my favorite. I like this here. Like the variegated part. I kind of wish that they had these variegated like section like in the regular cotton too. That would be, I think that'd be cool. And I love like this really dark navy one. Like, and it just looks like, I know it's called denim, but it just reminds me so much of like the beach, like the different colors at play at the beach. Like, because when you go to the ocean, it's never that light blue color that people like always paint it and want to like, you know, it's not that. It's definitely like this deeper blue. Okay, so there's that. Let's put my hat. What's the question? Oh, it fell down. And then, I finished my double layer hat. Okay, hold on, let me show you it in all its glory. So, you guys saw this. I don't remember if when I showed it to you last, my little update, if I changed the color yet, but I changed the color. Tried my best to not get a jog on the join here. I'm never good at that. So this is like a jogless join technique that, it's okay. You can see it a little, but it's okay. So I increased until I got to, I want to say this is like 24, 24 or 25 stitches across in between in each quadrant. So it's about 100 stitches around. Came out to about 9 or so inches wide. I just knit down. I kind of was fudging it. It's hard to fit it on my head or even my mannequin head like as it is, because the live stitches are down here. So you kind of got to fold them over and try not to drop the stitches and do all kind of stuff. But I kind of like eyeballed it and guessed and used my prior knowledge of making hats to kind of decide how far I wanted to go down. I probably could have gone a little farther. So let me show you. Hold on. Put it on. So it's pretty much a perfect fit. I actually love it, but I really wish that the brim was a little bit wider. Like I envision it like a little bit wider, but it's fine. This is the side, and then you see like I didn't get it 100%. If you see, you can see it. Like the crimson side is a little bit longer than the goldenrod side. This is touch of alpaca, both of them. So this is crimson, this is goldenrod. Both of these I got on clearance. I don't know if they're clearancing out the whole line or if just certain colors are on clearance, but Joanne had a whole bunch of them on clearance. I got a ton more. Ooh, and then let me flip it. So what I just showed you. I just showed you this. I'm gonna show you this one now. I think I like it this way a little bit better. That's this. So yeah, you can see like I do wish that I felt like I was going way too long, but now that I have it on, like I definitely can go. I could have gone longer and gone for a wider brim. I know I sound tired. I actually am not that tired, but I can just hear my voice though. I'm like, well, I sound tired. But yeah, like it is heavy. It is far too heavy for where I live here in Atlanta. This is a lot. But this was just practice. It's gonna be warm. There's about a week. There's gonna be about a week when I can wear it comfortably. I don't mind. Like it'll be definitely good for like walking the dogs at night though. Like for their nighttime walk. Definitely won't have to worry about that. It's like physically heavy, not just thick, but like if you feel it, it's just like it has weight to it. But it's definitely gonna be warm. So great. If I get caught, if we have a blizzard like we did 30 years ago, I'm good. So now that I've worked out some of the kinks and figured out the increases, I had to look on YouTube for the decreases to figure out how to do it. I had an idea, and then as soon as I watched it, I was like, duh. Pretty much what you do is you're gonna divide it in 4s, and then you're gonna do how did I do this? Hold on, now I forgot. What did I do? Divide it in 4. You're pretty much gonna do knit 2 together at the beginning and the end of every quadrant is what you do. If I recall, I think that's what I did. I just did this yesterday. I don't know why. So when I was increasing, this is the increase side. I increased every row until, because a lot of times they'll tell you to do like increase and then a straight row, increase and then a straight row. But even when I do hats, like I'll decrease like alternately like that for, a while until it gets down to maybe 5-6 stitches each, and then I'll decrease every row. So I'll start, so I did the same thing here. I increased every row until it got to, I think, 8 stitches across. I started with 2 stitches in each quadrant, and so once it got to, I think, 8, then I started doing the alternating increases. And so same thing when I decreased it over here is I decreased alternately until I got to 8 stitches, and then I decreased every row. So, that's how I do like regular hats too. So there's that. Now I messed up my hair. I'm committed to that. So because of that, I felt confident in getting started with this. Now that my needles are here and my sweater is pretty much done, this is my husband's little hat. It is so tiny. It is, when did I start this? This morning. Did I start it this morning? I think so. So we are at, I think we're at a little more than 25 stitches each. So you see the big difference. This is a size 1 yarn. And we're like kind of at a little more than 25 stitches each. So this is gonna be a while. So when I had this many stitches on, I was all the way down here. I was ready to just knit straight. So it's gonna be a while, but I like it. I think the colors are gonna work out really well. You see the way the little stripes. I think they're still at a point where they can make it all the way. Yeah, they are. They're still at a point. You see how narrow they're getting. So they started up here. See how narrow they are already. Sorry, I'm all out of the frame. I'll just move you over. But you know, once it gets a little bit wider, you know, I don't think the stripes are gonna make it all the way around the hat. So we're probably gonna get some really cool pooling effects. So I'm excited to see how that's gonna look. And so that's it. That's all. That's all I've been doing. Hat. Is that it? Yes. So what's up next? I'll finish this. I'm gonna try to figure out that other Spider-Man hat for my son this week, or just because I actually put him on my Facebook. Ironically too, so I put this on my Facebook and like some of my knitting groups, and everyone was like, "Oh, you must be a Florida State fan. You must be a Gryffindor. You must be a Washington Commanders fan." These are all either sports teams or obviously Harry Potter. And I was like, no, it's all coincidence. I just happen to have only one of these goldenrod. I have like 3 or 4 of these, but I was like, I just needed something that would match the goldenrod and that I didn't have a plan for. And also, like, on the skein, do I have the skein right next to me? I think it's over there. This one looked a lot less like crimson maroonish and looked a lot more like a deep magenta, like maybe a maroon, or like with a, or maybe even a crimson with like a slight purplish tint. That's what it looked like when I was like buying it. And that's what I was like, that's what the picture was in my head, was like this kind of bright yellow, and then it's like really vibrant like maroon with like hints of purple. But once I put it on there, I was like, oh, this is actually I was like, this looks like USC Trojan colors. And I have a friend, my good friend, I was like, I should send this to her because she and her husband both did grad school at USC. And so I was like, maybe I should send this to them. They kind of both, she has locks and he has a good size head. So I know, like, if it fits me, it'll fit them. Like, there's only so many people I can share hats with, but I think I'm going to keep it. They live in LA still, so they need this even less than I do. But anyway, I'm going to finish trying to figure out that hat. And I had put, like, the other Spider-Man hats on my Facebook, and I was like, hey, you know, because I like making them. I was like, hey, if anyone's interested in one of these, like, let me know. And I had people that were like, yeah, oh, my kid loves those. I want to see if they want one. So, you know, we'll see. I don't really want to be spending all my days and nights making Spider-Man hats because people want them, but I can make a few and just have them available. I have those blanket projects that I've mentioned to you guys that I was going to wait and give myself permission to start once I finish the sweater. I think I'm still going to hold off because there's also like, so this little basket here has all those little squares that I was making for that blanket, and I've kind of put them on the back burner lately. I want to pick those back up. What else? Yeah, but I don't have a ton of, I don't think I have anything that I'm like, I need to finish this. It's all stuff that I'm just doing for fun now. So I'm excited, like, to have, well, once I sew that thing together, to have all that stuff off my back. I guess except for my son's plan. I want to at least have this done by Christmas, which is 100% doable. So, and I would like to have this done by the end of the month because we're going to Philadelphia next month, early next month. And we probably won't need it. My husband, he's joking. I don't know. He's joking because he just always wants to be contrarian. But he's like, oh, it's going to be freezing. We got to take our jackets on the plane, this, and that. So I'm going to give him this hat because it's going to be freezing in Philly. It's not. I don't think so. trying to remember like when it got cold when I was living up there. If you guys live in Philadelphia, remind me when it's going to be cold. If there's anyone out there that lives in Pennsylvania or the Mid-Atlantic area, there's no way it's going to be cold. Anyway, let me go. I will, and I've got some yarn coming, so I'll be back on this week. I'm going to show you this yarn that I bought. It's kind of on a whim, but it's cool. It's something different than what I usually buy, so I'm excited about it. So I'll be back on in a few days to show you once it gets here. I just got the notification this morning that it shipped, so all right. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy life. Love you all. Like the video, comment on it, subscribe, and tell me if it's gonna be cold in Philadelphia. All right, bye.